Welcome to Midnight Movie Talk here on this Tuesday night, live with Sunset Circle post-game reaction, as it was another successful year for the Sunset Circle, established 3 years ago now, 2020. 2019, 2020. So the third year, and we had a film that absolutely dominated Sunset Circle this year. And if you were paying attention tonight, you know what film that was. It is Tar. Tar won every single category it was nominated for. So 5 for 5. And as the chairman of Sunset Circle, I want to tell you guys, any questions, go ahead and hit me in the comments, because this is going to be a wide open discussion and very open about it. I mean, there's no reason to not be fully clear and transparent with what happened here tonight. And I think the first thing you have to discuss when you look at a film like Tar, and having seen this right before it emerged in New York and LA, I had a chance to go to the premiere of it at the Academy Museum on a Thursday night. And I'll tell you, I was not expecting what I got out of Todd Field. I mean, when you really talk about cinema, when you talk about film, you are discussing Tar. When you look at every film that we had this year, and there's been so many good films, okay, I'm a huge fan of After Sun, Top Gun Maverick, Elvis, Women Talking. But when you really focus on the single best piece of filmmaking in 2022, it is Tar. I don't think there's really any debate there. I think that this is a really deserving win for not just best film. It won best director, screenplay. Cate Blanchett, of course, actress. I mean, that had to happen. You have to have that. I mean, she's the best that we have seen in a decade. Remember when I first came out of the film, I told you guys, if you go back 10 years, minimum, even further, you have to go back year by year, and you say Cate Blanchett versus that year's Oscar winner, and Blanchett takes them all down, including herself in Blue Jasmine. You have to go back to, in my estimation, all the way back to the Iron Lady to get the last time that if you put them head to head, you'd be like, okay, I think we might actually have a battle now that we have Meryl versus Kate. And that goes back over a decade for the Iron Lady. So really, it's not just a film about Cate Blanchett. And I think that's what was the real message here tonight from Sunset Circle. And we're up to, I'll tell you right now, we have 9 members. Now, listen, there's no other awards body going that has an 11% stake per member, right? At 9 members, 11.1% of the vote is going to your ballot. That is truly something, right? So no other awards group has this kind of power when you talk about a single member being able to get right into what's going to end up winning. So let's go over the winners here. And you can see at the top, best film, Tar. Top films, these are the films that we thought were the best films of 2022. After Sun, Decision to Leave, Elvis, EEAAO, The Menu, Triple R, She Said, Tar, Top Gun Maverick, and Women Talking. Those are our top 10 films. And the number one film out of those 10 is Tar. Best director, Todd Field, Tar. Best actor, surprise here. I was not surprised. Listen, I'm not surprised because I thought Austin Butler has a chance. I really still believe, especially, when things like what happened here tonight, you're going to see Austin Butler rise. Okay, we all assumed it was going to be Brendan Fraser for the win. I can tell you that this was a close race, but it's Austin Butler's win here tonight. So an upset to a lot of people here that Austin took out Brendan Fraser. Very close, though. Very close. Best actress, Cate Blanchett. Supporting actor, Ke Huy Quan is I think for me, if I had to pick the two best things of Everything Everywhere All at Once, one here with best supporting, and then with Michelle in lead actress. I think those are the two best things of that film. So it's nice to see a win there. I like that pick. Also, Best Supporting Actress, Carey Mulligan, She Said. And I know a lot of people are saying, well, She Said, it bombed. It didn't do the numbers that we thought. I mean, this is piling on. There's a lot of YouTubers out there who are just like, let's pile on. Look, this woke, cancel culture, Harvey Weinstein film didn't do well. So it's just like, come on, guys. Listen, it's never was going to be Maverick or Avatar 2 or Wakanda Forever, MCU. Okay, this is a small film, and we knew that it wasn't going to do, crazy numbers. But She Said is one of the best films of the year, and Carey Mulligan absolutely is there and wins here tonight for Best Supporting Actress. Now, there's a lot of discussion about, well, wait a second, Carey Mulligan, that's not supporting, that's lead. Listen, we largely go by what the studios suggest. So for those of you who don't know how awards work, so the studio, in this case, Universal, looks at the film and says, what's our best option here when we're taking an actor, actress, and we're going to tell everybody if we want to FYC this in supporting or in lead. So when you look at this film, it's really a 50-50, right? It's a 50-50. And when Universal looks at its best opportunity to win, and ultimately when it's a 50-50 situation, and I would argue it absolutely is a 50-50 here with She Said, then you're going to likely take the person you think can do the most damage in supporting, because that's going to be easier for you to win than Best Actress, which is going to be Zoe. I mean, didn't even show up for us. And I think that's because it's such a strong year in actress and actor. They're always going to be hard. It's going to be an easier path supporting. So Universal said Mulligan supporting. I can go with that. I don't think it's category fraud because I believe it's Kazan and Mulligan 50-50, and you just throw a coin up. They went Mulligan supporting. She's our winner. Okay, so let's continue along. And just any questions like that, hit me in the comments. I'm wide open. I can tell you guys as much as I know, which is pretty much everything. Best Ensemble, EEAAO. That one was pretty much runaway. The menu was in the mix, but it was really everything everywhere. Best Screenplay, Tar. Again, 5 for 5, right? And then you go to cinematography, Tar. Now, some people are like, wait, Tar, cinematography, what? You go watch Tar again if you have not watched Tar. The uniqueness of vision that Todd Field and cinematographer here, and I'm forgetting the name right now of the gentleman who did it. He's Florian, I want to say. Really, really strong. But when you watch the film, this is a film that could be done kind of cookie cutter, right? It could just be a basic, generic kind of, quote, biopic, even though we know it's fictional. And when you watch this, you don't see that. You see cinematography, you see editing, you obviously see the screenplay. But I mean, just focusing on cinematography, it's there. I mean, there's not a question in my mind that this is one of the best cinematography efforts of the year, and it wins here. Best score, and I think this was a very good pick by the Sunset Circle crew here. Women Talking with Hildur. I mean, this is, if you a lot of you haven't seen Women Talking yet. So when you see this film, you will hear what Hildur did with this, and talk about elevating a film. We mention score so often in talking about the importance of score and elevating the film that it's in. And when you watch Women Talking, that's exactly what Hildur does, right? The film is very good. Sarah Polley directed one of the best directed films of the year. She was nominated for Sunset Circle here tonight. But when the score elevates the material, then that is when we are really looking at best score. And everything here, from Bones and All, Empire of Light, Batman, and Pinocchio, Del Toro's Pinocchio, all of these are elevated scores. And let's just be frank here. Whenever you have Reznor Ross working together, they're going to put together something that is magical. And they did with 2 here this year. And best editing, went to Top Gun Maverick. This, I'll tell you, of all the categories that we have in Sunset Circle, when I look at these 5 nominees, I think this is the smartest, most cinematically educated 5 that you could put together in the best editing category. The Oscars could be lucky to get this 5, because look at what we did here. You've got an international film, Decision to Leave, which I would argue is the best of the year. The votes didn't go that way. but it's there for a reason. Elvis, hello. What Boz did with that film. Moon Age Daydream, documentary, who cares? Doesn't the editing of Moon Age Daydream could win. RRR, another very strong edited film. And then you got Maverick, which watch it again. The editing is one of the best parts of the film. So this is a very strong category. It was very close. I'm telling you, this was probably the closest category of the entire night. And Top Gun Maverick takes it. Best International Feature, RRR, which I know made a lot of people happy. As you guys know, India snubbed it. They said, we're going to go Last Picture Show. We're not going to go RRR. Huge mistake. I mean, one of the most baffling moves ever. And Decision to Leave was the runner-up. I love Decision. I mean, of all these five, I had a ball, watching RRR, and I think is one of the most entertaining films of the year. But Decision to Leave is next level for me. I really enjoyed Holy Spider as well. Athena. All of these films are very good. So this is a great 5 again. Best horror film, X wins. That was my favorite horror film of the year when you stack these 5 against each other. Black Phone was really close, and Barbarian was in there as well. But again, this is a good category, and I really love X. I mean, X is one of my favorite movies of the year. 5 Fire directors. Essentially, you're looking at directors that are either new to the scene, maybe a second feature, or someone that's been away for a long time. And the reason Ty West is here, so Ty West, this is obviously, he's not his first film, X or Pearl. He's been in the game for a little bit. But the difference between Ty West from going back to Innkeepers to now, that's why Ty West is here on 5 Fire Directors, because when you make that kind of quantum leap forward that he did with especially X, and then to follow it up with Pearl in 1 year, that's why he's here. But the winner, and without question here for me, Charlotte Wells and After Sun. I mean, After Sun's one of my favorite movies of 2022. You see it behind me. It's going to be up there for a long time. It's right there. And I'll tell you, if you have not seen After Sun, it's one of these films I champion, right? It's a very small film. I know it's A24. That helps tremendously to get eyes on it. But when you watch Charlotte Wells and the direction of that film, the artistic vision of that film, and then the emotional destruction that it absolutely takes your heart and tears it out of your chest at the end. I bawled like a baby. I mean, if I haven't told, I told you, if I didn't tell you, I cried. Like, I'm talking like child tears, like weeping, like someone just stole my teddy bear when I was 5. It was ugly crying. And that's the power of After Sun. So I'm very happy to get it not only in the 5 Fire Directors, which Charlotte definitely deserves to win, but in top films as well. I mean, that's the beauty of what Sunset Circle's doing, is that when you look at this, the top films, you have international features in there, you have small independent films, you have huge blockbusters, you have all kinds of stuff going there, right? And that is where I think the group excels and will continue to do going forward. It's really an amalgamation of, I mean, listen, for years they did it right. I think they're going to be back this year. But when you look at Golden Globes and then combine it with a smaller critics group, even a Gotham or a Film Independent, so it's kind of a hybrid of those two. So what it's trying to say here, when you do this group that we are now in Sunset Circle, you're trying to show the world that you can have a film like After Sun sitting right next to Top Gun Maverick. It's all part of cinema. In each of these films that were nominated and or won here tonight are cinematic achievements. That is why they were listed and nominated, and the winners were chosen to be the best of 2022. Let's go to the comments here. Anything you want to talk about? That's what we're doing tonight. We will discuss Violent Night as well as Emancipation Thursday here on MMT. But I really just want to focus on only one thing here tonight, and that is Sunset Circle. We can also talk a little bit about Oscars. Going to televise all 23 categories. It's award central here tonight. So whatever you want to talk about, Diana, good to see you again. Simone, I know you're excited. Best Picture, Best Actress, Director. You have cinematography and you have screenplay. You have a 5 for 5 sweep by Tar here tonight. It is, I would argue, the most deserving film to win those 5 in every category. That is how strong Tar is. And I think tonight, if there were any question whether this was a performance film just about Cate Blanchett, that is now over. Do not ever bring that up again, because it is not. This is an electrifying film directed by, in my estimation, the best director of the year in Todd Field. So very happy to see Tar here, and I'm glad you liked it too. And for those of you who have not seen Tar, go watch Tar. Okay, I wish you could see it on a big screen, because I believe that that's the best way to take any film in. But if you can't, get it on VOD. Whatever it takes, do it. Surprise Top Gun Maverick did not win more. Tom Cruise, you think Tar will I hope Tar will have the success it had here tonight at the Oscars. I think that early on, the initial reaction from Tar was, I think this is just okay, or it's not necessarily going to be a best picture or best director. I think the more and more we go on here during award season, you're going to see Tar show up everywhere, because it is very clearly one of, if not the best films of 2022. So to be able to be a part of that very early in this, one of the other things that we really pride ourselves on in Sunset Circle is the ability to go pretty much first, okay? And to not just, I think, get it right, but be fearless. And the selections we make, we're not trying to predict the Oscars. We're not trying to look cool. We are trying to get the best films in the categories that they shine the most in. That is what we're doing. Because as I've told you forever and a day, the way I do film evaluation is based 150 million%, what a number that is, on merit. That is the only thing that counts. The merit of the film and what it brings to the table in each individual category, or as an overall film like we see with Tar. So when you have that kind of situation, then that is what we want to do. We want to make sure that we get that right, be fearless, and not even care what happens after this. But I will say this, we've done it now 3 years. In the 3 years that we have done it, we have been first, and we have very often been one of the very first, very leading indicators as to what happens later at the Oscars. Because, you know why? Because everyone in the group is very smart. Everyone is fearless. Everyone doesn't care what other people think of their opinions, which is very important in my book, as you guys know. So every member here has the same mentality when they go in to watch a film, and they are super passionate about their films, whether it's Chris Gore, Sasha Stone, whether it's Rodrigo Salem. I mean, he and I have gotten into it about films, like at awards parties. We're like, you don't know what are you talking about? You don't know. That is the beauty, is when you're that passionate about something and you say, no, you're wrong. I mean, Menzel and I have gotten into it, certainly over The Whale. We got into it over Everything Everywhere All at Once. I mean, name a film we have gotten into sparring matches about, hey, this is, I don't agree with you, but that's fine. But I know one thing about every member that is here in the group is that they are steadfast in their evaluations, and they are fearless, and they will speak their mind. And that's what we want. And they all vote based on merit. The only thing that matters when you are judging awards. That is it, merit. Continuing on, speaking of Tar, I don't think Tar was Sharma, I love it. I mean, listen, how about this? When I came out of it, I told you guys what I'm saying again here tonight, reiterating. Now it's been 2 months since I saw Tar. The arc, the character arc of Lydia Tar is, in my estimation, one of the most amazing accomplishments that I have seen in film in many a year. To see the beginning of where she is and the end, right? That huge, life-changing course of action that happened to her life because of the decisions she made, and everything came back finally. Karma's a bitch, and Lydia Tar paid the price. without giving any spoilers away, but that is screenplay. That's why I'm so glad this film won screenplay. I mean, that's where this thing shines, is screenplay, performance, all the things that it won. Hey, Kate will never top her performance in Tar. I would agree. Simone, there's no question. I mean, when you look at her performance, it's a once in a decade. Okay, we could even say maybe once in a lifetime, but let's just call it once in a decade. Just without going too crazy on the hyperbole, because I think that's very fair. Once in a decade, once in every 10 years, you're going to see a performance like this. The best performance across the board in any film, male, female, anything. This was the best. And this is Cate Blanchett and Tar. If you are picking someone else, I'm not saying that you're wrong. I mean, you can't do awards this year. If you are handing out awards for whatever group it is, if you do not have Cate Blanchett as your winner, then you are doing something very wrong. It's that simple. It's not even like a contest. Being respectful, but is Sunset Circle legit? Of course it is. Absolutely. Jackson, listen, here's the thing that I say about the group. Every single member of the group is very esteemed journalist that is smart about film. Okay. Every single member here has been doing this for a while. There's no one that just jumped in like, I've been doing film for a day. I mean, there's these groups. I'm not going to mention some. There's some newer groups that pop up that literally have people that are just like randomly jumped in and they don't have really any track record. I've said this before so many times, and it's just the reality of it. You can't come into the space of film evaluation, and I call it film evaluation, not film criticism. You can't come into the space in 6 months, a year, and say, I've arrived. It doesn't work like that, man. It takes time. I mean, I've been doing this over a decade. Every single member of the group's been doing it minimum 5 years or more than likely 10 plus. So when you have a group of, really when you look at veterans, right? They're smart about their films. I think we're absolutely as legit as any group out there. I would argue come on, put us up against anyone else. And I don't care about New York Film Circle or LA. Listen, the choices we make, I believe, are the smartest picks. And I'm not just saying that because I'm the chairman. I swear to you, I'm not. But again, the members across the board are all veterans. They've been doing this for a long time, and they have they have what you need. You're looking for a certain things that you've accomplished in this field, and if you look at the members, they have the goods, and that's important when you're doing this. She said, wasn't damn woke, but some YouTubers screwed it by assuming it was a feminist film. The two leads are women. That's such a shame, and the funny thing is, some of these YouTubers that get tons more views, not that we give a crap, because when I started this, I told you this is a niche show. It's fine. I'm good with that. But it's sensational. It's like, this is woke. This is that. If we ever mention woke, I even hate using the word, it's because we're talking about it as an aspect of the business, i.e. not making the money it's going to make. Like when we talked about the other night, we talked about in animated Strange World. We said, well, one of the big reasons Strange World didn't do the numbers that we thought it would is because the audience that is kind of fed up with Disney's woke, quote unquote, politics, sat that one out. Okay, that's the only time. But yeah, listen, She Said is a great film. It really is. I mean, I love Spotlight. I think Spotlight's better, but when I'm comparing it to Spotlight, All the President's Men, but I'm just recently Spotlight. You're talking about a great film if we're going to compare it to that. Women Talking, She Said. Jim, listen here. These are good films. Okay. And again, you've got to do one thing though. When you get out of this, the dirty Jim, by the way, I think it is. When you got to get out of the mindset of, I don't want to watch Women Talking or She Said because it's woke or it's whatever. Okay. And I'm not suggesting that's what you're saying here, but okay, that we do have a lot of that. And that's, you got to go into every film with an open mind. Okay. Now, there are some films that I've seen that are definitely too heavy on the messaging, but I would say neither of these films are. Women Talking is a very strong film, and She Said, great film. So, the problem with Women Talking is the title's terrible. We told you guys that. It should be called The Colony. I mean, The Colony is way more interesting. Give me, come in the comments one more time here as we do a lot. Which film do you want to watch? The Colony or Women Talking? Which film do you want to see? By the way, it's the same film. Which one? Take a random, I should do that on the street. I'll do a video, post a video, and they'll be like, oh, yeah, I want to see The Colony. I don't want to see Women Talking. They're the same movie. Where can I legally bet on the Oscar results? Vegas, I know they take it. I know they absolutely take the bets there. Elvis editing was great, but I didn't like the cuts of the audience in Elvis. Sharma, listen, I'll tell you what I do like. I love the way that he has the stuff sliding in and out, right? He's got 4 shots. And he's going boom, boom, boom. That is insane editing. I mean, he could have won editing here, Elvis. But when you look at that, the way that Baz directed this, that is top tier direction. And when we get to that situation, then the editing for me is great. I mean, for some of you, I understand that you have an issue with that, but I think that it works. I think that the film is absolutely one of the best of the year, and I'm very happy to absolutely champion the film. And it is one of the best films of the year. There's no question about it. Top Gun Maverick showtimes still not available nearby AMC beginning this Friday or beginning. Okay, so as you guys know, Top Gun Maverick is returning to theaters, and it's going to be in from the 2nd to the 15th, and this is to get it over that $1.5 billion mark worldwide. They're easily going to get there. There's nothing else to see right now, right? There's a lot of stuff that is just kind of stagnant. So now you bring Maverick back in, and also you build on the award success that you have that's going to be occurring over the next several months. And you just wait. Top Gun Maverick is going to be a big Oscars player. I told you weeks ago here, now that I've seen Babylon and I'm taking it out, Babylon is out, then guess what? We are going to put Top Gun Maverick at the top. I think it can, in my estimation, if I had money to bet right now, I'm going to put Top Gun Maverick as the winner of Best Picture. Yep, I'm going to do it. Top Gun Maverick screening number 6. My God, 6. I've seen it 3. But yeah, it's a brilliant move to bring it back out. 100%. It just, you know what it does? It just brings it back into the news cycle. It gets it back on voters' minds. It's just a smart PR move. Even if it doesn't do crazy numbers, we don't expect it to like jump in and make 40 million again. But it doesn't matter. Now it's in the news cycle. Now we're talking about it. Now the buzz is back, and then you build on that for the Oscars, right? So Simone, it's so funny that you've seen it 6 times. My God, you're going to see it 6 times. Bollywood's politics is behind the snub of RRR because they don't want to see other industry taking the Oscar while Bollywood used to be an image. Yeah, I don't understand the whole. Listen, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I don't understand the politics of it. For me, it's just like what's the best film? I told you I don't deal with politics. I deal with merit. And I would say, which is our film that has the best chance to win? Because that's what we're doing this, right? Yes, we want to have, because when you're picking your film for your country, you're not only trying to pick the best film, you're also trying to say, what can we win with, right? Isn't that kind of the goal? It has to be. So you need to decide which film will give us the best chance to win and is the best film. And maybe you thought it was the Last Picture Show. I think that's what it's called, whatever the hell it's called. And when RR got snubbed, I was furious. So I was like, I don't even care what this other film is. But when you look at the politics of it, then I can't even comment on that stuff. But I will trust you on this. I will 100% trust you on this. Netflix decided to be silly and wear the L with honor, no extension. Ali, I thought they might do this. Glass Onion. I thought they would. I still think there's a day, tomorrow, even though they said we're not going to do it. I don't think that's a smart move. But they did build buzz, and now maybe they'll get more subscribers. I understand their mindset, right? They're like, let's put it in theaters, then yank it, and then everyone who wanted to see it has to wait till it comes on Netflix. So I get it. I think I would have left it in for another week and then yanked it, but they're the ones making the business decisions. God knows I wouldn't make half the decisions they would make. Then the stock price wouldn't be as crappy as it is either. At some point, some studio is going to say, come on, man. Come on in. Help us out. What are we going to do here? Watch this film. Tell us what to do. Because I will do that. And I'll say, this is going to happen. This is not going to happen. Because that is what film evaluation is. What works, what doesn't, and will this be successful if you release it the way it is? Carrie Mulligan and is it Thuso Mbedu? I don't think I've ever said her name. Other than here, I really should do the homework on that, so I apologize if I didn't. She's great. My God, she's so good in Woman King. But here's the thing, though, Blue Fox. Listen, I don't agree with you on Carrie Mulligan at all, because I'm telling you, it's a Zoe Kazan, Carrie Mulligan. It's really a half and half, right? Who's the first person we see? in, she said, if I recall, it's been a while since I've seen it. I'm pretty sure it's Kazan. Now, I understand it. I know that sounds strange to say who's the first person we see, but I believe just think about this for a minute. The first image of the person you see is likely the lead, usually. And if I'm not mistaken, it's Zoe. If it is Carrie, I apologize. I'm just telling you, I think it's Zoe. I can't say for sure, but whenever I see that, I would say that is likely the lead. But in this case, it's really a 50-50, so I don't believe that. Also, with Woman King, I don't have a problem with this either. I think it's really a 50-50 between Viola and Thuso. It's really a 50-50. So when you look at that, I don't have a problem. So I don't think either one is category fraud. If you want to go back to category fraud, I'll tell you category fraud. It is The Favorite. The Favorite was category fraud because that is Emma Stone's film. So Emma Stone is the lead, Olivia Colman supporting, and Rachel Weisz supporting. So you had those. That's how it should have been laid out. But do you know why Searchlight did it the way they did? Because this is how you run an awards campaign. They knew that Emma Stone had just won for La La Land, and they're like, well, we don't want to get, she's not going to win again. Like, it's very hard to win back-to-back, except for Princess McDormand, too many. But it shouldn't have won for Nomadland. She's good, but it should have been someone else. When you look at Carey Mulligan, Promise Woman, Young Woman, but when you look at The Favorite, that's category fraud. Emma Stone, lead. Olivia Colman supporting. But guess what? When they did that, they got all 3 nominations. That's why you do what you do. So in this case, I can tell you exactly how Universal thought this. This is exactly, you're not going to get this anywhere else because no one else is I almost said heady enough, but it's true. They knew that if they put Mulligan supporting is going to be your easiest path to get a nomination, and Carey Mulligan has a ton of cachet. Everyone knows her. It's her time. At some point, she's going to, take over and win every single year or close to it. So now we slide her there. Zoe's going to have almost an impossible time getting in at lead. That's why you do what you do. It's just smart. It's smart. JM, welcome to the channel. Sunset Circle is a very balanced list. Thank you. That was the goal. That is the goal every single year. Do you think the Oscars will be balanced or will lean Beatty and elitist like usual, or more films like Top Gun, Avatar, Glass Onion get in the picture? It's going to be very interesting to see. I'll tell you, there's so many films that are underwhelming this year. For me, the films that are underwhelming, The Fabelmans, you look at The Whale, Babylon, not just underwhelming. I would argue neither, any. None of those 3 are good. So that's, get rid of those. And then you have more films that have a chance to get in. So when films that you thought were going to be in, like Babylon and The Fabelman's going to be in. Okay, I'm not going to argue. Of course, that's going to be in. But The Whale. The Whale was a film that early on, the word was, this film. And I thought, okay, this can be a best picture. But then when I walked out of the Whale, I'm like, there's no. This is not going to be a best picture. And it's borderline Razzie material. And I think that's the thing that I was going against Brendan Fraser. The group saw The Whale very much like I did. So, I know Scott is a bigger fan of the film, but in general, the other members are not as high on The Whale. So because of that, I think that you're going to suffer when you go up against a film like Elvis, where you have Austin Butler standing there, with one of the performances of the year, but also Elvis is 100 times the film The Whale is. I mean, it's not even, if you were to put Elvis and The Whale in a boxing ring and said, film on film, Elvis TKO, just out. It's over in 5 seconds. It's not even a contest. That is going to be Brendan Fraser's problem and issue going forward, is the film he's in is not good. So that's going to help out Butler. That's going to help out Colin Farrell, Banshees of Inisherin. That's going to help out even Tom Cruise. I think he's clearly right there. When you look at the other, when you're in the weakest of the films that are in contention, that's going to hurt you. The majority like Top Gun. I mean, no question. The Top Gun is one of the best films of the year because it gives you everything you want out of a blockbuster or just a film in general. Like when we went to see Top Gun Maverick, you're like, oh, it's a sequel. Why are they making this film? Then you watch it and you go, oh my God, this is how you do it. This is how you do a sequel. This is how you do, quote, fan service. This is how you deliver a film that really just absolutely knocks you out. And because of that, it's going to be a Best Picture contender, and I would argue I think it's going to be the winner. Kevin, other voting members. So we have 9 total. I got me, Sasha Stone, Chris Gore, Menzel. We have Jana. We have Beatrice from THR. Let's see who else. It's in the press release. I could send you a copy of it. I know I'm forgetting people. Jeff Ewing. Jeff Ewing's amazing. And we also have Alex from First Showing. So we have Billington. So we have 9 total, and it's a really strong group. Again, everyone in the group, every single member of the group has been doing this for years and or has proven their track record over time, just being smart with evaluations. And I argue this all the time. I've said it so many times. There's a lot of people in the film evaluation / film criticism area space that aren't great. I mean, that's just the reality of it. And then everyone's like, well, what makes you good? Well, I'll tell you, doing it for a decade, coming down on the right side of a film. And yes, there is generally a right side of a film over time. And being on the right side of the film consistently and having good takes that are strong, and you recognize the elements of given films that shine. That is something that a lot of people do not do well. It's evaluation. So when you watch Tar, I saw people tonight when I was looking at some of the reactions that were like, cinematography in Tar. I'm like, okay, that's not something you want to say out loud. Because if you don't recognize the cinematography and the use of the image in Tar, then again, you're not very good at evaluation. So we have people in this space in our group that are very smart, very strong, and opinionated as hell. And I'd rather deal with someone who's opinionated as hell than somebody who is a shill. There's a lot of people in the space, as you guys know, who are shills. Okay, we're not going to name them. You guys go ahead in the comments, do what you want to do. But there's a lot of people who everything they see is, this is great. This, looking for pull quotes, right? I want to be on the box. Take a look at any of these back here. Now, granted, a lot of these are great films, okay? Dune, I have no problem with thrilling and emotionally authentic. 100%, Lindsay Barr, you nailed it. But there's some up here, some of the ones on the floor that I don't even use. Those have some quotes you're like, this isn't even a good movie. Like, do you really want to say that about a film? So we have a lot of people in this space who do that. And I don't want to, those people I have no interest in, because shills, no one in the group's a shill. We won't have shills, no shills. Satvik, SS Rajamouli is playing a sequel. I mean, why not? The way it's going, I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, this is a absolute phenomenon, right? It has been for so many months now. And I think that it is going to be, a major player. Listen, the more and more I look at RRR, and I talk about films that have underwhelmed, that propels RRR further up the Best Picture list. I still don't think it can get there, but it's getting closer. It's knocking on the door much more than it was a few weeks ago, because I'm taking Babylon out. I am taking The Whale out. That's 2 films that are out. I don't know if Black Panther, I think that's on the border, and if it gets in, it's going to be Legacy, because that film is not great, okay? It's not terrible. It's also not great. So, and we don't know about Avatar 2. Real quickly, are you guys excited for Avatar 2? I kid you not. I really have. My interest level is just meh. I mean, 100 flat. It's a 3-hour film that's going to play just like the first one. It's all CGI, largely. I don't think there's even going to be any human element here, is my guess. Maybe a tiny bit. But even if there is that, it just feels like I'm watching a video game. It's how I felt with the first one. And the emotion doesn't feel as real as a film like Tar, as a film like Women Talking, as a grounded, authentic, lived-in film that I like. So I'm not that excited for it. But that said, you have to put it there. You have to put it in the mix, because it has the legacy of the first. It's Jim Cameron coming back after all these years, and it's going to end up being a huge moneymaker, and it's coming in last, which always helps too, because of recency bias. Top Gun Maverick, Best Picture, Actor, Cinematography, Editing, Sound, Song, Adapted Screenplay. All of those. And by the way, why is it adapted screenplay? Because anytime there's a sequel, it goes to adapted because the original was the first. So once something is a sequel, it's always going to go to adapted. So Avatar 2, if it gets in for screenplay, I mean, likely no, but it would go adapted, right? I think song, I said it when I came out, Lady Gaga's winning for Hold My Hand. That is a win for her. There's no chance she loses that. I put that as a lock the second I came out of Top Gun Maverick because I knew the film was going to be huge. We called it here on MMT way back in May before everyone had seen the film. This film is going to be a phenomenon, and look what happened. That's what we talk about, track record. Over and over and over, we come here on MMT and we say, this is what's going to happen, and then boom, it happens. Not every time, but damn near 95% plus. That is track record. Patrick, I assume the Oscars rating are going to suck because the problem, so many nominated films are generally unseen by civilians. I love civilians. That's why Maverick needs a lot of noms. The public has interest. Yes, you need to get Maverick in a bunch for Oscars 2023 because that will bring eyeballs to your product, which is what the Oscars should want. Now, that sounds like we're trying to push it in there when it doesn't deserve to be there, but give me a break. Top Gun Maverick on merit deserves to be here in multiple categories. And not only will that help the ratings, it'll also bring just general attention back to the Oscars, not just in the eyeballs there, but just talking about it out in the Twitter sphere and everywhere else in the universe, because that's what you need for the Oscars. And when you have a lot of these films like Tar, listen, I love Tar. I think it's the best film of the year for me. But I also understand that people don't get too excited about Tar, right? They get excited about Top Gun Maverick, RRR, Elvis. I understand that. For me, I got super passionate about Tar and about Aftersun, but also Top Gun Maverick. So ultimately, when I default to the film that I want to watch, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, 100%. You guys can probably guess it is a very grounded, steeped heavy in reality look at someone's life, almost like like Tar, a biopic, fictional, that looks like that. Aftersun, it feels like we are intimately with the dad and the daughter on vacation. Tar, we are in the symphony with the conductor and inside of her personal life. These are the films that I love when we go inside of an authentic life. And one day, I'm not going to say, but in the process of writing a screenplay with someone I think is really smart. And when we discussed this, I said, I have a great idea. And guess what it's going to be? A film that is based on a very grounded look at a life. So that's what I want to see. So, those are the movies I'm going to want to watch more than any other movie. And I know that, so I am not going to lie to you. I have more of a cinephile loving side to me, but I also still have the Columbus, Ohio kid who grew up going to see Superman, The Goonies, E.T., Friday the 13th, anything in the 80s at the movie theater, all that stuff. So it's got this Columbus, Ohio mainstream crap, test market of the universe. And then I have the cinephile LA, hardcore cinephile stuff. That's the mesh, and that's exactly what Sunset Circle is. It's the mesh of those two worlds. And I think that's what we really need to, that's for me, that's what I'm interested in, is finding a little bit of everything that's good, like a little bit of a cornucopia of cinema. Lift Me Up by Rihanna, charted higher. Yeah, but the problem is here's the problem with Lift Me Up and Rihanna. Okay, I listen, if you're going to put them head to head, for me as a voter, you want to pick the song that is featured in the film itself, not in the end credits, that is literally featured in the film repeatedly. Hold My Hand runs throughout, right? It runs in the background of the bar scene. It runs in the score cues, right? And it also runs finally in the end, part of the film. That's why you give it to Hold My Hand. It's not a tack on thing like basically every other Oscar nominee is the song in the end credits. That is not the case with Hold My Hand. So that's why it wins. That's how it has to win like that. No Way Home felt like total fan service. Top Gun Maverick, a French kiss to cinema. I would agree. It's both. It's fan service, but it's also just cinematic. And Kaczynski kicked ass. And by the way, one more time, let's go back to Sunset Circle. We had him. We have him as a best director. Let me roll back up. So when you look at our best directors, again, diversity of all kinds of different films here. Look at director. Todd Field wins. We got Kaczynski, Top Gun Maverick. You got Park Chan-wook in Decision to Leave, which is all my light direction, like Sarah Polley, Women Talking, wait till you see it, best director, and then S.S. Rajamouli with RRR, with just being straight up audacious as hell. So this is how you do it, okay? So whoever that was asking, like, is Sunset Circle a legitimate? Just all I got to say is look at the list. Look at the list at who the nominees are and who the winners are, and you don't even need to ask that question. In fact, it makes you look dumb to ask that question, because this is how you do it. And not only is it how you do it, it's also films that we believe in. It's not like we're trying to pick these things. If it was up to me, do you think I'd have Everything Everywhere All at Once on there? Of course I wouldn't. That's not in my top films of the year. But virtually everything else here, but the group all love these films too. It's funny, like even in Aftersun, I had to get some members that you got to watch Aftersun. You got to watch Aftersun. Then there's other members like Rodrigo Salem, who's like, oh my God, Aftersun. Dude, yeah. Rodrigo is amazing, because what I love about Rodrigo is he's a huge international feature guy. So I can lean on him to really, and I trust him mostly. Sometimes he's dead wrong, but in general, I trust him. And when you have someone like that to get to some of these films that, not like Decision to Leave, but films like Holy Spider is really what a film. And the actress, the lead in Holy Spider, that film is badass. When you get a chance to watch that, watch it. Holy Spider. When you look at All Quiet on the Western Front, big hit for Netflix, by the way. We have all of these things here. We have them all represented. In fact, I would argue that when we get to the end of the award season, I promise you're going to go back and look at this list of Sunset Circle, and you're going to say that was badass, and they were first. They were the first group out, and they came up with this. And that's why we continue to rise, and people are definitely, the studios are very much aware. They getting emails like, hey, when you guys announcing, what do you have? We're using it in our FYC ads, because they know if you are a film person and you look at that list, the first thing I say, that's a smart group. And I'm not just saying that because I'm the chair. That is a smart group. And anyone who says otherwise is just jealous. That's all there is to say. Were you disappointed by Banshees or disliked it? I'm not a huge fan of Banshees of Inisherin. The group was mixed on it too. Listen, I think I'm the lowest on it of the entire group, but my problem with Banshees is I really like the idea of friends that have gone their separate ways, and one friend just turns his back, because we've all been there. Even remember, when you go back to when you were a kid, you had like your best friend. And then one day on the playground, they're like, listen, I'm not playing with you anymore. I'm playing with Janie. And you're like, what? Well, in my case, it'd be like, Kevin. I'm playing with Kevin. Like, what? Kevin? Why are you playing with Kevin? That rings universally true when you have, that friendship that you counted on your entire life get severed, and you're going, why? What did I do? And in this case, really, it's never quite revealed what it is. And we kind of get the idea. Gleason's like, you're just kind of a wet rag. You're not fun. You're not interesting. And the funny thing is, I just went on and talked about this with Sunset Circle. If there's an uninteresting, like a person that doesn't have really strong takes, and I think is really smart with their evaluations, then I'm like, I'm not interested. So I get it from that perspective. But when I look at, so here's my problems with the Banshees of Inisherin. It's very simple. A couple things that I think is a better film. One, the first thing that you have to do with Banshees of Inisherin, which does not happen, you need to, and I know what some of you are going to say, it's on the nose, but let me explain. When you first meet Colin and Brendan, they already have had their falling out. Colin walks in, and then Brendan's like, I don't want to talk to you. And he's like, what the hell's going on? I think the film is stronger, and hit me in the comments if you agree or disagree. I think the film is stronger, and I know it's more on the nose. But when you have them with a scene in the bar having a good time, something just short, doesn't have to be long, just a funny thing. They're walking out of the bar. The first scene of the movie is the two of them stumbling home drunk to their houses. Okay, that's the first scene. By the way, this is why I'm going to get paid a lot of money one day, because what I'm doing right now. The first scene is they stumble out of the tavern and they go back to their homes, and they're, walking home going, "Oh, you're my buddy," blah blah blah. They're saying stupid drunk shit. The next morning, he gets up, he's hanging out with sister and Brendan Gleeson. They finally end up at the pub again because it's the only place to go on Inisherin. By the way, I've been to Inisherin. I have. I'm not kidding you. I went, you go to all 3 islands, 1, 2, and 3. So you get on the ferry, and the ferry's like going like this as you go over to each island. Like, here's the first, here's the second, here's the third island off the coast of Ireland. So when you get to the pub in Inisherin, it's the only thing there, then you have the situation where Brendan Gleeson's just like, "I'm done with you." But at least we established they were friends. I don't like that you instantly come in and they're not friends. Do you guys tell me? Hit me with a like or hit me with a comment. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm going to change it up and make the first scene them in a bar stumbling home drunk. I know that's I get it's more on the nose. I understand, but I think that's stronger. I think people resonate with that more. But more importantly, you cannot have Brendan Gleeson. Spoiler alert. You cannot have him chopping off digits. You can't. It took me so far out of that film, that I just go, I can't believe this was the decision that McDonough did. I completely lost me. I was like going, you know what? I like this. I like the score. I like say, oh, hell no. So that's what I would clean up. I would just make it always. Screenplay for me is grounded without a bunch of sensational crap. Tar, grounded without sensational crap. Aftersun, grounded without sensational crap. The Whale, semi-grounded, sensational crap. That's the difference between The Whale and Tar. If The Whale was grounded and without the sensational crap, The Whale will be amazing because Brendan Fraser is bringing his A+ game, but he's stuck with the worst screenplay of 2022, certainly of an awards film. The Whale screenplay is atrocious. It's an embarrassment. I cannot believe they made a film based on it. I wish they had a grounded film. Here's how you make The Whale better. I just told you how to make Banshees better. Here's how you make The Whale better. You haven't seen it. I'm not going to ruin it. You ground it with Brendan Fraser living in a small town in Kentucky, Ohio, Indiana, wherever, middle of nowhere, Midwest, and his daily life getting around as a mega hefty dude. And he has to go to Walmart. He has to go get into the restaurant. He has to do things, and he can't really do it. And you can still have the aspects that are there that I'm not going to tell you the other aspects in the film. But the film is better if you just make it like a documentary of this morbidly obese guy trying to get through life. Then he meets somebody else at McDonald's or whatever, and they have a relationship. So it's almost like take Banshees of Inisherin and then combine it with The Whale. That would be a good film. And that's why one day a studio is going to hire me and they go, "That's, my God, it's brilliant. Let's make that film." Because that's the first thing I would say for A24 when they look at the script for The Whale, be like, no chance in hell. We are going to make this film with Brendan Fraser as an insanely obese dude, and we're going to ground him in the middle of the Midwest, living a day-to-day life, and then just that's how we're going to run our film. Not much happens, but that's the best in film usually. Tar. Yes, stuff happens, but it still feels grounded. Nothing takes you out of the film where you go, "Oh my God, what are we doing?" Like all of a sudden Lydia Tarr elevates above the orchestra pit, like typical A24 shit. No, just keep it straight up. And that's why Banshees did not work for me, and The Whale, without question. The Whale is one of the biggest frauds of a film that I can recall of recent years. It is terrible. It's a terrible film. Banshees is not terrible. The Whale is absolutely terrible. Oh God, wait till you guys see that. I get it, JM. I get it. If you view it that way, but I still think it's a better film if you do what I told you to do to it. I know it's not the same film. I totally get it. But my point, All Quiet on the Western Front is the cinematography is unreal in that. I'm glad we got it in. Wait, we didn't. Oh, it almost got in for cinematography. It was really close, but it did get the international feature, so that was very good. So again, it's hard. When you listen, the other thing we have on Sunset Circle, let's talk about this. We only had 5 in every category. Guess who does 6? Like everybody now. Let's put 6 in there. I mean, my Critics' Choice member 6. HCA, Scott's Group, 6. You know how much easier it is when you add a 6th? It makes it like you have no idea. When you're looking at the difference between the 5th in and the 6th, it's much easier because those people that were right on the border, that were on the cutoff, they're going to get in on 6. So we didn't do that. We did 5. We make it hard. And yes, some people do not make the cut. It just is what it is. You have to stack. You have to make sure that the number 1 seed, right? Because I tell you, I do, for me, it's like NFL draft. Films and awards are like the NFL draft. I used to be a sports guy. If you guys didn't know that, I was a TV sports guy. The story of Erick's life, which is one of the craziest lives ever. When I did the draft, I would always look at an evaluation of a player. So when I look at a film, I'm looking at the evaluation of the film and the categories that it is there for, right? All the elements of the film, where does it shine, and then how strong is that element? So when we look at a Tar, we are clearly looking at a picture, a director, an actress, a screenplay, and a cinematography. Those are the 5 nominees it got here. So we nailed that 100%, just absolutely bullseye, bang. So that's the key. You have to be able to evaluate what a film does well in what elements of said film. And some films have elements across the board that are award worthy. Then there's some films that only have 1 or 2 things. Some have none, obviously. But when you look at The Whale, it has 2 things. You have supporting and you have Fraser. You have both of them. Hong's very good in supporting. She's also great in menu. And then you have Fraser, but you have nothing else. You don't have director, you don't have picture, you don't have screenplay, you don't have score, you don't have cinematography, you have none of that. And then conversely, you turn it around, you flip to a film like Maverick. You have film, director, screenplay, actor, I would argue supporting's in there, ensemble. You have cinematography. That's not an easy film to shoot, and you have editing. So you have a player in multiple categories. That is film evaluation at its finest, and there's not a lot of people good at it. That's the reality of it. Truth, 100%. Give me a like. It's not rigged. Gore, why don't you jump on? Chris Gore, if you're there and you want to talk, come on in. I have not counted the mail-in vote. Gore, I sent you a link. Go check your Twitter DMs. And check it. If you want to jump on, we can talk because I'd love to get your thoughts on this because I know Gore really wanted to see RRR win everything. He's a huge RRR guy, but it just didn't happen. But we did have a good night. Chris, if you want to jump on, the link's there. Hit it and jump on. Wherever you are, just put on your phone and we'll talk in the bar. Sharma, we'll go a few more minutes here because we might get Chris Gore. Fableman, Babylon, Amsterdam, Whale. These are the worst. Oh my God. These are some of my worst films of the year. All of those without question. Brendan Gleeson's characters depressed and mentally ill. I get it. I know I get it. Okay. I understand. Nikita, I get it. I'm not saying I don't understand. Here's the question though, here's my issue. It's not a question. It's my fundamental problem with the film. They do not sell the fact that Brendan Gleeson's mentally depressed. He just looks like he's over there teaching his violin lessons and whatnot. I don't buy that Brendan Gleeson is as depressed as he is to cut off his digits. Right? So if you don't buy that, then you have a problem. Guess who, guys? Guess who we have? He is to cut off. Oh God, Chris Gore, welcome to the stream here, Chris Gore, fellow Sunset Circle. Then you have a problem. Guess who, guys? Where are you right now? Oh God, Chris Gore, welcome to.
Oh shit,
you're on, dude.
What are you doing, man? What's going on?
Where are you?
I just got home from the bar.
Oh God! Oh no, this could get ugly. Did you have a chance to see the winners for Sunset Circle this year?
I'm very impressed.
Are you?
Dude, Tar is really going to be hard to beat. Like it's so good from the performance to the screenplay to the direction to the cinematography. Like I'm not surprised, and I'm really proud that Tar is the one that's like taking it
But you get it. Gore, here's the thing. You get it. When we put this group together and someone asked earlier, like, is Sunset Circle legit? Like, dude, you just get out of here. Here's the point. Just look at Tar. You just said it. Tar is exceptional in every area that it won here tonight.
Right. No, exactly. Like when you look at like everything that it's great about a film, actors' performances, screenplay, direction and tone, sound design. Like I could go down like the craft area, but like it is so good. In addition to the fact that Tar starts a conversation. We've seen a lot of things, especially from Disney, that have been missteps when it comes to portrayals of gay characters in film, like whether it be Strange World or whatever. But like the character of Lydia Tar happens to be gay. The movie's not about her being gay.
Correct.
She just happens to be gay. It's a much better portrayal of gay characters on film than anything I've seen this year. Anything.
It feels authentic. You know what you just jumped on, but I was talking about what I love in film is something that feels grounded, something that feels authentic. And Tar is both of those things.
Exactly. So I'm really proud that that's like taking it. So congrats.
And RRR wins international feature. I know that makes you happy.
Exactly. Yeah, dude, I'm stoked.
And I think that and Gore's good at this. He's good at recognizing the where a film excels, and that's what we talk about here. That's the number one thing that we try to do with Sunset Circle. So I think we did a really great job. And let me tell you that we're very thankful to have you in the group, and you do a hell of a job. And I'm not just saying that because you're a good friend.
Can I just say I'm going to celebrate?
There
you go, baby. Wait, Eric, what are you doing tomorrow night?
I'm going to the Emancipation world premiere.
Do not do that. You should come to see the Star Wars burlesque show.
Maybe that sounds like fun, but I kind of want to see Will Smith in this Emancipation.
Dude, that Emancipation thing looks like a train wreck.
I know. That's why I want to see it. Because that could be fun. That could be fun if you watch a train wreck. Right? We've seen a few of them this year, like Babylon. You didn't see? Oh my God, Babylon!
I didn't. Babylon.
No.
I've heard it's just terrible.
It's terrible, Chris Gore. It's absolutely terrible. All right, I'm gonna let you go drink your beer. You're the man.
Cool. Yeah, dude, I'm just watching the stream like everybody else. I'm a fan, and dude, congrats.
Thank you.
I love that your channel's blowing up.
Thank you, sir. It's fun, and it's gonna always be niche. It is what it is. But
you're gonna blow up. You're gonna blow up. You've only been doing this 6 months. You expect like there are people that do this for years and don't have the audience you have. So congratulations.
Well, listen, even if we have 5, I'm good. I don't even. Yeah, but thank you, Chris Gore. You're the amazing.
Take care, man. I'll see you tomorrow at the Star Wars burlesque.
I will strongly consider it.
The Empire Strips Back. See you there.
All right, Gore, go enjoy that drink. All right, so let's continue on here. Let's give a 10-minute warning here. 10-minute warning. Tar is not going to win any major Oscar awards. It's going to win Best Actress. There is no universe in which she does not win. If she does not win, if Cate Blanchett does not win Best Actress at the Oscars, then we are in a situation where they got it so wrong that we need to think about just absolutely disbanding the Oscars. These are the things you can't miss on, right? You cannot miss on Cate Blanchett Best Actress. You can't do it. In fact, even in those categories where you had, lead and you had all the sexes in one, right? We're not going to break it down in actor, actress. We're going to see best performance. She wins best performance. She wins everything. So if she doesn't win Best Actress at the Oscars effed up something royal. Like that is a major, major miss. And so if that happens, Kevin, I'm telling you right now, it's a terrible, terrible thing. Best partnership ever, Weber and Gore. You should come hang out at the bar with us. Maybe I'll be tomorrow at his Empire Strike. Right now, in the comments, tell me, should I go to the burlesque Empire Strikes Back show or Emancipation? There's a part, listen, please, before you vote, I really want to see Emancipation because I want to see what happens with Will Smith. He's going to be there. It's like the premiere. So he'll be there. And it'll be very awkward if the movie's terrible and I go to another premiere and I come out of it and I'm like, oh my God, emancipation's like the worst ever. They're going to say, dude, I am not ever inviting you again to anything. But that's what makes us, who we are, is that you come in and you literally toss the grenade and keep walking. That's how I operate when I come out of a film. Ms. Rob, I've been enjoying your streams for the last few days. Saw that Man City shirt. Thank you tonight, by the way. Yes, it is Man City, because I figured we were talking about champions or winners here tonight. Man City, perennial winners, right, in the Premier League. And I'm actually looking forward to that returning versus the World Cup. I'm not as into the World Cup. I'm into my English soccer. I'm into the Premier League, the Championship, League One, League Two, and the what's the one below that with, I even have the jersey for Wrexham, the National League. I've got National League jerseys. Like, I have too many now, but tonight was Man City. It just made sense. All right, less than 10. I vote emancipation. Okay, all right, emancipation. Good, this is good. Gore's going to be like, what? I'm sure the other thing will be fun, but this will be entertaining. If this film's bad, Thursday night stream is going to be off the chain, because I'm not going to do one tomorrow because I need a break, and we'll talk emancipation on Thursday along with Violent Night. I got a lot of things to talk about Violent Night. We'll do that Thursday, both those films. I think I'm going to do that because I think that just makes the most sense. Lift Me Up won Best Original Song and Feature Film in the Hollywood Music Awards. Okay. Wait, he'll go, is Gore back again? Wait a minute.
Lift Me Up won Best.
Are you back again?
Yeah, I'm back. Dude, I'm back. Okay, you have to show the website to
Which
Empire Strips Back. You have to show the website.
Okay, fine. I'll show. They're saying I should go, just so you know, they're saying I should go to see Emancipation. So I'm just
you have to come to this. It's a once. Just show the website.
Here it is. I got it right here. Performances at the Montalban. Of course.
Ricardo Montalban.
Dear God, I was sitting there going, "My God, that is it." Star Wars fans, this is the show you're looking for. Burlesque at its finest.
Hold on, dude. Okay,
the body.
Just so you know,
politics head on.
Physique critique.
Yes,
there is a guy who does a dance as Han Solo with a Chewbacca.
Okay.
That I look, I can't critique the abs. I leave it to you. Watch the trailer. There's a trailer down there. Just play it. You just got to play the trailer.
Hold on. Where's the trailer? We're not going to get a copyright strike for this
where
shit.
the green girls are. Scroll down.
Oh, down.
Scroll down. Like, you see the green girls on the right.
Hold on.
Just like press play.
Oh yeah, play trailer. Here it is. Oh, here it is. This.
No, further up.
Okay, there it is. No, there it is. There it is.
You got it. Okay.
Cool. Oh, you're like a second late.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah,
that's okay.
Just show trailer.
Okay.
Do it.
This is the trailer. What the hell am I watching? Wait a second. C-3PO has boobs?
And heels. Look at the heels on C-3PO. Dude, that's physique critique for the next month.
Can you guys hear the audio? Let me know if you guys can hear the audio. I think I got it up. I'll get to a physique critique. We'll do one before we leave. Give me suggestions for physique critique. Give them to me right now. Gore, I like the song. I don't know. I feel like I gotta go Emancipation.
Well, can you meet us later at the bar?
Yeah, maybe I'll just come from Emancipation to the thing. Yeah, I'll come out in Hollywood because I'm not going to do stream tomorrow night.
Text me. We're probably going to go to the Scum and Villainy Canteen.
Yes, I know it. I remember going there with you. That's fun.
All right,
yeah,
we'll see you there after Emancipation.
Okay, that sounds good.
All right, I'm out.
Okay.
I'm out. Later, bye.
Goodbye, Chris Gore. Okay, anyone have a physique critique? Let's do it before we go. Remember, every show we have to do one, so we're going to run out of them at some point. I mean, like any performance where the actor or actress had to get jacked for the performance. Ryan Gosling, I like it. Let's do it. Ryan Gosling, and you know where we're going with this? We are going Ryan Gosling in Crazy Stupid Love, because then as you know, she says you look like your abs are photoshopped. Like you look like you're photoshopped. So I think that this is a good pick, and I'm a pretty big fan of this body. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Let's get it up here. Let's make it. Where's the biggest? Nah, it's not big enough. Give me a second. I'm Googling and searching. This is the magic of live. Forget those other people that go, hey, did it, edit. Granted, you guys know there's tons of mistakes in this show, so be it. Okay, here it is. This is almost a little too big, but it is what it is. Okay, so let's put it there. All right, here we go. Physique critique time, everybody. It is Ryan Gosling in Crazy Stupid Love. So here he is. You can see he is. You know what? You know what? This is actually not the best picture. Give me a second. Let me roll down. Here it is. It's too big. Give me a second. So just as I do this, the thing, get out. Well, I don't want to subscribe to us. I would subscribe to us in like 1997, not now. No one wants to subscribe to us in a Clorox commercial. Get out of here. All right. So when I look at this, and you can see the chest, and you can see his arms, he's got a little vein action. He looks good. I mean, is he like super like ripped? No, but he's also, he looks good. I mean, most guys would probably say, yeah, that looks good. Here we go. Let's see. Here's another one. I think that, you guys are going to say that looks really good, but I'm just saying in the grand scheme of like shredded, I can't go there. Here, no, that's the same one. Where's the damn picture? Okay, here he is in bed. He's got a pretty good chest. He's got good abs. He's lean. He looks good. I would give it like an 8.5. I mean, this is the physique critique, guys. This is not like just here it is. This is the one I'm looking for. Because look at the abs. The abs look good in some parts. It's fine. It's good. It's good. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, and I'm gonna say this. I think I got him. I do. I think I got him right here. But that's why I'm able to do the physique critique, because I can look at this and go, wait a second, I've got this guy. But he does have better traps. I can't lie about that. So I do need an ad blocker. Thank you, Leah. I need more than just that. I need help. No, Joshua, don't ask. Do we get picked Erick's legs? Get out of here. Okay, hold on. Let's since it's getting late and we're almost done, let's do a side by side physique critique. Oh my god, can I even find this? I gotta find. Just give me a second. Okay, I gotta log out. Hold on, let me pull this out. I want you guys to see my login information here for all these things. Okay, so let me log in. Okay, so we're gonna do comparison. You guys get in the thing. You guys ready? This is your turn to do physique critique tonight. Do I or do I not have Ryan Gosling in Crazy Stupid Love? Give me 1 second to find it. I got to put my Twitter code in. Give me a second. I'm loading in here. I shouldn't tell you what my Twitter code is. That probably would be bad. All right, here we go. Okay, so it's going to take me a second to find this. So I got to dig through a picture. I don't send a lot of selfies, shirtless selfies. So give me a second. Let me pop this up. We're going to gun back through the Twitter page. And let's see. Oh my God, it might be a while. Maybe we'll do this maybe next time. It's going to be too long because I don't think I have a shirtless picture here. God darn it. I never send any out. That's not true. You're like, my God, dude. But I think okay, fine. Here. So that's not, listen, this is not me shirtless. This is no Photoshop. Okay. So right there, I think that right now, based on just the left arm, you guys tell me right now, do I or do not? I have him in the arms, right? Come on, guys. Right now. Someone tell me right now. Brian, what's up, DR? Tell me, don't lie to me. Do I have Ryan Gosling right now in Crazy Stupid Love just based on the arm? I'm going to try to find another shirtless. You guys know I do. You know it. Whether you like it or not. Yes, thank you. Aaliyah, I do have him. I told you I got him. I got him here. I might not have Hugh Jackman and Wolverine, but I've got Ryan Gosling in Crazy Stupid Love. I'm gonna keep searching for a shirtless picture. Keep going to the other thing. I'm gonna find one. It's gonna take a few days. My God, how far do I have to go? I send too many tweets. I apologize for how many tweets I sent. I've actually been better about that. I feel like I don't do as much tweeting because sometimes you're like, why am I doing this all day? Here's another. Okay, fine. There for sure. You can see this is after a pump. So there for sure, right? There's nothing going on there. Okay, there's no whack photography tricks going on. Right now, do I have... See, thank you. See, that's what I said. Sharma, I told you. Look, I've got him. You guys know it. That I've got him in my arms, and trust me, I've got him in the abs. I don't have the picture. But this is why the only person who's allowed to do this physique critique is me. Because I've earned it. I've earned the right to do the physique critique, and you guys can critique mine. I don't care. Leave me alone, Joshua, with the duck. There's no duck lips there, bro. I mean, I'm guilty of that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm totally guilty of it. Stone Cold. Okay, Solomon, for this next critique, we will do Stone Cold's. But it wasn't for a movie. We can talk about his physique though. Since you paid, I will absolutely have to do that. So come back in next time because I'm going to do it Thursday night for you. Okay, we'll do that for sure. Just remind me. Okay, so real, and then we almost have like another minute. I do have Ryan Gosling. I've got him, and I definitely for sure have the box jumps. Right, no question. I can do it. You want me to? I'm not taking my shirt off right now. That's what. Yeah, exactly. What did I just log on to? This is where the last like 10 to 15 minutes of the show is a shit show. It should be called the Midnight Movie Talk Shit Show. And we just randomly go off on things. And right now, I think that's okay. That's enough. I've got him. I know I do. Arnold is Conan. We can do that maybe coming up soon. So it looks like you guys, by the way, say as we get ready to wrap here, you all say go to Emancipation. Brings the fun. Gore is fun. Worst joking. It kind of looks like that. Emancipation. Let's go. Emancipation. Emancipation. Okay, real quickly, and then we'll lock. Do you think I'm going to like this film or not? Do you think I'm going to like Emancipation? Don't lie to me. Tell me right now, will I? This is not OnlyFans. Just at some point, listen, when we get to like 10,000 subscribers, I might do a show shirtless. No, I don't even care. Honestly, guys, I told you, once we get monetized, I'm like, I'm good. I really am. I don't even think about it. I like what we have. And if we have too many people, then it just gets to be a mess. That said, I don't mind if people come, but I just think that we need to keep it cool. It's like the cool group. I'm going out on a limb and think Erick's going to like it. You think I'm going to like it? Hell no. I don't know, man. I didn't like The Fabelmans. You hate puppies and fun. The Fabelmans is not fun, Josh. Holy hell. That film's terrible. My God, what a collection. It's not even like a film. It's a collection of scenes. Very much like, as someone said, no question, very much like Licorice Pizza. And Licorice Pizza is not good. Licorice Pizza is better than The Fabelmans, though. It will be fun. Thursday night, Emancipation. If it is bad, if Will Smith, I'm not trying, I don't want it to be, but if it is, the show will be bonkers on Thursday because I will absolutely savage, but I don't want to. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen because guys, I could turn around and say Emancipation's amazing. Will Smith should be up for Best Actor. I want to absolutely state before we wrap here tonight that I did get in touch with Apple representatives. I requested Emancipation for consideration in Sunset Circle, but they did not send me the link or anybody. So as such, it was not included. So that makes me wonder if they were really high on it, they probably would have said, here, have a look at it. And I would have said, let me just look at it and we won't discuss other than to consider it in categories. They didn't want to show it to us. At least they didn't really, they didn't say they didn't want to, but they just didn't reach out and really make it happen, even though I did reach out. Other studios have done that in the past, I will say, to make sure that's out there on the table. I have reached out to studios and said, can you let us see this film early so we can consider it as part of our package? And they have done that. So I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow with Emancipation. I have no idea. If Will Smith comes at me, I'll tell you right now, I know I'm in better shape than Will Smith. He might be a little bigger than me. I'm sure he looks like he's about 6'1". I'm about 5'11", 6 foot, whatever, somewhere in there. And so he's going to be a little taller. I think he's got a longer reach. He's probably pretty strong. I look strong, but not necessarily like Incredible Hulk strong by any means. So I don't want to get him angry at me. I love Will Smith. I think Hancock's amazing. I loved Hancock. And I think that Will Smith is great in King Richard. Obviously, I don't agree with what happened at the Oscars, but I like Will Smith, so I don't want him coming after me. Trevor Noah. Wait. Will Smith said Emancipation's a masterpiece with Trevor Noah. Oh, God. I don't know about that. We're going to find out. Thursday night here on MMT. Emancipation plus Violent Night. Both films. Some of you will get a chance to watch Violent Night on Thursday. Jump on the stream. Tell me what you thought. I'll give you the really short on Violent Night. Enjoyable. But there are issues. There are issues with the film. We'll talk about on Thursday. Overall, say go check it out if you really think you're into that kind of thing. You know, the trailers, what the movie is, then go check it out. But there are things I want to discuss about Violent Night. We'll do that on Thursday along with Emancipation, and that is going to wrap tonight's MMT. I appreciate each and every one of you, and we'll be back here on Thursday night for the doubleheader of film evaluations. Thank you again for watching. We're back Thursday. Good night, live from Los Angeles.